Well, if everybody's ready, we will begin our Christmas special. It takes place here in the woods. It is the dark of a very cold winter. A blanket of snow covers the world. Smoke rises from a small wooden hut on the edge of the feldspar woods. The interior of the hut is lit by the flicker of candles and the fire in the crude fireplace. Aria sits in an old rickety chair. Akela lays by her side. As Aria looks around the room, she sees shelves all around her, rickety old shelves that are full of odd things. Bottles, root-and-covered bones, small figurines of cats and other animals. An elderly witch with arthritic hands walks over to Aria and silently offers her a mug of steaming hot cocoa. As she does, she gazes into Aria's eyes. "Oh, your soul is definitely gone. You can see it, or the lack of it, in your eyes, young lady."
Ari doesn't know how to respond to that in a polite manner.
That's right. She holds the cocoa out in case Aria would like the hot cocoa.
She puts her hands out to take the hot cocoa, but then gestures towards Akela because Akela does like hot chocolate. Maybe
she looks down at Akela. "Oh, I didn't forget you." And she starts to kind of, totter over to a little table. She pours some hot cocoa into a little bowl, mixes it up, and puts it down for Akela. And as she bends down, she's very slow. She's an elderly old witch. "Oh, it's hot. Don't drink it too quickly. Don't burn yourself."
And then Akela doesn't listen and just like tongue dives, like completely like slurping it, and it's like spraying up in the. Like,
wolves have chocolate.
For starters, it's a direwolf, so they have really good digestion.
Okay, I mean, you're the one who studied this stuff, not me. So.
No, they're not really allowed chocolate. I mean, the cocoa content is what kills the dogs. I mean, but hot chocolate would be less cocoa, it'd be more milk chocolate. So if we're going to dive into that, it wouldn't be necessarily healthy, but it's okay. It's a direwolf. Direwolves don't really exist.
Okay. It'd be sad if Akela was felled by a drink after all Akela has survived.
Yeah, I mean, but can we cut that out? That can she just have chocolate for this adventure? Is that okay?
Yeah, totally.
And to be fair, listen, everybody, right? My mum had a dog, right? And every Friday they would go to the fish and chip shop, and they would always get a Twix, and they would just give it to their dog, and their dog was fine and didn't die from eating chocolate every single week, so it's good.
All right, so
don't feed your dogs chocolate.
We're in this kind of, homely little cabin. The cold of winter is outside. You can see the frost on the windows. Akela and Aria are enjoying some hot chocolate as the old witch sits down in her rocking chair.
Can I ask how I got here?
After your last adventure, well, this would be months later, Aria and Akela were coming through the woods, and she knows of this. She knew of the witch, so she stopped her to pick up some healing potions.
Okay.
And the witch invited her to take a seat and, offered her a drink after she bought some.
Oh, okay. Can I just rest up? Or can I ask how the witch came about living in this place? Because it seems like from the outside, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere from my perspective.
She smiles and she's like, "Well, once when witches were more acceptable, this was a very busy place. The forest here, it has magic of its own ears and eyes. In fact, it may seem silly to a child like you, but I've heard dark whisperings through the leaves."
What kind of dark whisperings?
The nearby town, there's a town on the edge of the wood, Hopesburg, and there children have been disappearing. They've been disappearing and being pulled into the woods by some weird creatures. Nobody knows why.
Did I get a pen and pencil last time I checked with that merchant? Did I end up getting a pen and pencil?
You didn't technically, but if you want to pay like 2 copper, you can have them. You can assume that in the time since the last adventure, she was able to stop at a stationery shop.
I would like to pay 2 copper to get a pen and pencil, please.
All right.
I now have a pen and pencil. Okay, so pen and pencil. So I get my pen and pencil out, and then I start writing down this, and then I ask, What kind of noises have they been hearing? Does it sound like some wild animal?
It, they say that sometimes they hear festive music, the jingling of bells, and when they wake up in the morning, the children are gone.
So it's Krampus. I wouldn't know who that is though.
Here you go, Krampus.
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 Krampus like a crumpet. A crumpet Krampus. Jingling of bells. Can I ask her if she's ever heard these jinglings outside her house?
She kind of picks up her own hot chocolate and sips a little. I haven't heard them myself, but I've not known the trees to be liars.
What else do the trees tell you, lady?
That's all they've said. It's the whispers. This time of year, the trees are not very active. They like to rest in the cold.
And what town was it again?
Hopesburg.
Hopesburg. How far away is Hopesburg?
Maybe about half a mile to the west.
I'm gonna travel there in morning and find out what exactly is happening in Hopesburg. Before I do,
go ahead.
Do you have anything for helping with? You mentioned my soul earlier, and not having one anymore. Do you have anything for that?
She stops and she thinks long and hard. I don't know of any way to grow a new soul.
Can I just eat one of the seeds of these trees because they have lives of their own?
No. She chuckles. What happened to your souls? They don't just disappear.
I basically died. And then my wolf over there, Akela, put this head braid. What is it?
It's kind of a silver circlet.
A silver circlet on me. And then I kind of I open up my bag slightly and then pull out to show her and stuff. Put this on my head. And I travelled in between, realms. And here I am, really, with no soul left. I had to bargain with this lady, the queen. And here I am.
I've not seen that before, but it does reek of evil magic. If you want to leave it here, I could see what I can find out. Or even if you want to draw a picture of it and leave it with me, I'd be willing to for a few gold. Ask about.
Yes. Oh, no, sorry. Can I do a perception check on her before I leave something with her?
What are you trying to discern?
Trying to work out if her motives are of good nature or not really.
Sense motive. Do you have a sense motive skill? You will. It's over on the skill side on your right.
I don't have a sense motive skill. I mean, it's not ticked, but it's got points in it for some reason.
Yeah, you have one no matter what. Everyone has kind of that naturally. So if you want to, you can do that.
Yes, please.
Okay. So you just see if she's legit, right?
Yeah. Because this is the only way to find out. I don't want to leave something with her that could get my soul back, basically. So I got a natural 20.
You think that she's an honest old witch, that she's trustworthy.
Can I now haggle the price down?
What are you going to do to haggle it down?
Say, your cocoa is good, but I can make a better cocoa.
That seems like that's rude. That does not seem. All right, make your roll.
No, I mean I can make a hot cocoa from the lands of where I came from, but it has some very special ingredients in it, and
that doesn't seem to have anything to do with negotiating gold.
This heals wounds, and I can make this for her.
It seems like you're a pretty rude host. Be like, hey, your drink's not as good as my drink.
No, I mean
you're like some relatives I have.
I mean, I can make a really good drink in response.
Well, okay, all right, roll persuade check.
I got a natural 20 on that, so.
All right. So, I'd love a fellow cocoa enthusiast. I am a sucker for hard luck stories. I tell you what, we'll do it for 5. And I tell you what, even more, you pay me if I have information.
Oh no, I want to pay her now.
All right.
I'm a person. In
I
case I
won't say
die in
no.
battle.
It was going to be a hard check after the whole Coco thing.
Yeah.
But
I will pay now. So if she wants 5 gold, right?
yeah, she'll hold out her like bony hands and take the gold.
I slap them away. No, I'm just kidding. I give her 5 gold. There you go, ma'am. And I hand it out to her.
She's like, all right. And then she takes the little circlet from you and picks up and gently puts it in a drawer and closes it and then locks it to keep it safe.
And then I kind of get my cloak on and then I want to head out for the night.
Where are you headed?
I'm heading to Hopesburg in the west.
All right, as you start going west, make a perception check. You step out into the snow. You can hear it crunching under your feet. Akela follows. Akela likes this kind of weather. It's nice and cool when you wear a fur coat.
You wear? I don't think he has a choice. Let me take off my fur coat for this adventure. Alright, fine. There you go. I got a 1 for perception.
After about half an hour of wandering around the woods, you're pretty sure you went west. You kind of step out of the woods and then you see the old hut again. Make a perception roll for Akela. You head back into the woods again.
1.
Akela's like, starts sniffing, and then Aria follows Akela because Akela seems like she's on the scent of something, and Akela brings you back to the hut that you were originally in.
We kind of just like stand there scratching our heads and stuff. Like, how is that possible? And then we're gonna try to venture out again. I got a 9 that time.
As you're walking to the west, Aria notices it's starting to get a little darker. It's starting to get darker. Like some moonlight starts to come out and shines through the trees, and she sees these little footprints that are kind of leading to the northeast.
Northeast, you say?
Yep.
That's a complete. I'd like to do a perception check on if I know anything about these prints, please.
They look like, you can tell they look like they're really small. So maybe there'd be a child or maybe like a halfling's feet. Probably a child because halflings have kind of big feet for their size. But
I'd love to head towards the footprints. Go in that direction of the.
All right, make a survival check.
Why you gotta do me like that? That's 10. Let me see if I've got any bonuses in that.
You should for that.
Oh yes, I have 7. That's a 17.
All right. Aria and Akela head deeper and deeper into the forlorn feldspar woods. At times they lose the footprints that they're following, but then they find them again. The crunch of the snow under her feet disturbs the quiet of the cold, dark woods. If there are any living creatures in this part of the wood, they must be fast asleep or in hiding. After a few hours, she makes out the glow of light in between some trees ahead. She follows the glow until it leads her into a small clearing. As she steps into the clearing, she can see a 2-story house standing next to a barn. The house's windows are covered with closed shutters. The house is decorated in festive lights, which glow in alternating colors of red and green.
Oh.
You can see, there you are. We'll zoom out a little bit so that people watching can see better. You should be able to control your characters. They're at the very bottom of the map.
Right. Can I see if the footprints lead this way? From what I can gather and imagine, so I'm gonna follow the footprints a bit more and see if they lead to the door of the house or around the house.
They lead to the front door. You can see 2 doors. You can see the barn doors by the barn, and you can see the front door kind of right by the stairs in front of you.
Oh. I've gathered that from past experiences, I have not had a great experience going straight through the front door, so I'm gonna actually go for the barn door instead.
All right.
And head up there with Akela trailing behind me, and then I'm gonna get to the front of the barn door, just there, and see if I can try the latch.
It opens. You push open the doors before you, revealing the interior of a large barn. Your nose wrinkles in disgust as it is assaulted by ungracious barnyard smells. The floor of the barn is made of hard-packed dirt mixed with straw and animal feces. At least you hope that's animal feces. Several stalls line the east end of the barn. A large red sleigh stands in the center of the room. 4 reindeer wander around the sleigh. The tip of one of the reindeer snouts glows red. The poor creature's nose has been cut off, and a shining colored light has been shoved into its gaping wound.
That's really mean. I look in disgust and I kind of go towards the one with the gaping wound. And I want to approach them and see if they do anything.
Make a perception check as you begin to approach them.
Oh, wait, it's 21.
Step into the barn and walk towards the reindeer, but then she stops and carefully watches them as they wander around the sled. Something looks wrong with them. Their eyes are clouded and wild, and they froth slightly at the mouth.
I'd like to use my handle animal skill and see if I can try to work out or speak to them.
You can try to, be peaceful with them?
Yeah, be peaceful with them.
Alright, you like Crocodile Dundee, relax them.
Kangaroo over there, mate. Getting a chick of that.
Try your... Alright, do your animal handle skill, or handle animal skill, and then kind of let us know what it would look like.
So, slowly going forwards and taking my hand out to try to help the one with the gaping, the hole and stuff. And just trying to soothe it, basically. I got a 17.
As she gets closer and closer to them, they kind of snort. They're easily jittery. But Aria is able to calm them. As she gets close to them and looks at them, and she spent a lot of time in the woods, right? She's an elf and she's a ranger. Yes?
Yeah. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
She's pretty sure that they all have rabies.
Rabies? Oh, dear. Can we cure that?
You could try, I guess.
Yeah, can I use some potions on them?
You want to give them your heal potions?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to heal them.
Alright.
I'm gonna start with one. If it doesn't work on one, then I'm just gonna have to kill the others because they can't just go around having rabies. So I'm gonna have to hope this works. So I'd like to use it on Rudolph. I mean, the one with the red nose.
Loudgoat says it sounds a bit racist. Oh, you elves hang out in the woods. I know her character's backstory. I was prompting her to support that.
I don't think he does. I don't think there's anything.
Her character's a sea elf who lived by the sea, and so, she had experiences with nature and her people did.
Sure. Yes, I would like to go towards Rudolph. And try... Actually, you know what? I'm going to try a... Can I try a light wounds healing potion?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Are you going to let me just roll for it and hope for the best?
Yeah. Are you doing anything to the character's nose, or are you just going to give it the potion? Because you said you wanted to do the one that had the light in its nose socket.
I can't put the nose back, though. The nose is completely gone, isn't it?
The nose is cut off and has that light shoved in where the nose was.
Is there any nose on the floor? Can I look around and see if it's been cut off and it's just left on the floor like a piece of skin? Maybe I can craft a new nose for it.
What?
Out of...
You can make some sort of empty DNA lattice from a dead, make a perception check. Make a perception check. If you had luck, we'd do that.
Natural 20, but that would 29 with my perception.
Aria scans around and sees the rest of the deer's nose, in kind of a dried blood on the ground. She doesn't know how long it's been there.
Oh, this is really sad, though. I want to do something about its nose, because it's clearly in pain.
So the rest of the nose is within reach. She can pick it up if she wants.
What do you mean? Oh, so it's on the floor?
Yeah. She sees
it is! Oh, perfect, then. I would like to pick up that nose.
Okay.
Oh, I swear I've got a sewing kit somewhere. Sew it back on.
I think you do, because you have crafting skills.
I do.
This will be very difficult, though, because what are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that I pour alcohol on its nose. I clean out the area, grab the bulb out, put its new other nose back on, heal it all up, and then it'd be as good as new.
All right, so you're gonna have to make an animal handling check first. Let's see how that
Okay.
goes.
All right, let's do this. I got a 16 for that one.
Okay, so Aria is able to kind of clean out the nose bit, pour a little alcohol on it, and then place it like on the ground. Like she puts like a piece of cloth so she can put on something rather clean first of all, and then she gently grabs the snout of the reindeer and is able to calm it. It's like very fidgetly, but calm it as it pulls the light out, and there's like blood and mucus all over it. And she drops to the floor, and then she puts the nose on top, and she begins to sew it. Do you have a
I need
crafting
to put some more
ability?
alcohol on. And
Okay.
sorry, I need to put some alcohol when I sew it though, because the area would get infected still.
All right.
And yeah,
Make a crafting check to see how well you sew this on.
Okay. Okay then. 21.
All right,
Best.
so somehow she's able to keep the deer, despite the pain, calm enough to sew it back on. It's sewed on now. But still looks discolored and doesn't look good. The creature's still not healthy. So you want to give it
And
the
a
potion?
healing potion. I want to use a bigger healing potion instead of the smaller one. I feel like it needs a bigger healing potion than a light wounds.
All right, see if you can get the deer to drink the moderate healing potion. Make animal handling check. Handle.
I was
Sorry.
just trying to work out if I had any like carrots on me or something. I don't have any biscuits. I have one biscuit left. What if I'm gonna soak a biscuit in potion, and then I'm gonna feed it to the reindeer.
All right, make a animal handling check to see how that works.
18. I need to plus it. 1 second. 5. So it's in the 20s.
All right, so she gets the little bowl I assume that she's got with her, crumbles up the biscuit and puts in the cure moderate wounds and holds it up, and the deer laps it up. The deer is very hungry, and as the deer eats it, the cloudy eyes return to normal, and the kind of where the nose connects to the snout, it starts to heal and color comes back into it.
Oh.
You've healed Rudolph, we'll call it. You've healed one of the 4 reindeer.
And the others are all fine, I mean, they have rabies, but they all seem physically fine.
Yeah, none of them have any problems like that one did.
Okay, so I'm going to now use the moderate potions on those guys as well. Oh, sorry, yeah, moderate.
All right, so we'll just do one animal handling check for this one. Because
Okay.
these ones are in less pain. They still got rabies, but just don't roll like something really bad.
Like a 15.
15 is fine. They're all kind of thirsty, and they lap up. So that's going to take 4 potions total, 1 for each deer.
Yep, that's perfect.
And as they lap up the potions, their eyes go back to normal, and they quit frothing at the mouth, and they look a lot happier.
Can I give them all different names now?
You can?
Okay, so we're not going to call him Rudolph. I think no, we don't need to. I think we're going to call the main guy Harold. Harold for this guy. Barnaby for this guy. Sniffles for this guy.
That's me, because I have sinus issues.
Oh. Would you like a moderate healing potion?
I wish. When I edit these, I almost always have to edit that out, because like,
And then the last one's going to be called Cuddles.
So what was the first one?
Harold is the first
So
one.
Harold, with the proper nose now, kind of nuzzles Aria as a thank you.
Can I see if they have any equipment on them and stuff, or are they free roaming right now?
They don't. They don't have any gear on them. They're just kind of standing around the sleigh. But no, they're not hooked up to anything. They kind of look out towards the barn door.
Yeah, I'm going to open the barn door and let them go.
As they run out and disappear into the woods, all except for Harold, who takes an extra moment and then nuzzles Aria again. Oops, I accidentally dropped too many.
That was Barnaby!
And Harold gives her an extra nuzzle and then runs off into the woods too.
I would like. Aria's quite angry at this point because obviously she doesn't like animals being, because animals are very much a part of her personality, and she's an elf, so she's very in tune with them. She looks around the room and sees if she can see any weapon that was maybe used to disfigure Harold.
She doesn't see any weapons hanging around the room. It's just kind of regular tack that you'd find in a stall, and of course the sleigh in the middle, and then just dirt and some straw on the ground.
Is there anything in the sleigh?
Aria walks over to the sleigh. It's painted blood red. Does she want to look into it?
Yes.
She steps up and into the sleigh. There she finds several empty sacks. In one of the sacks, she finds a short note and begins to read it. These stubborn, stupid reindeer still refuse to fly. I've managed to trap a rabid raccoon in the attic. Perhaps a case of rabies will give these stupid deer the drive to fly. It is signed in rough letters which seem to spell out the name Pilgrim.
Is there any other letters in there?
No, that's all you really see in there.
So I take the letter and I put it in my back pocket. And then I would like to go towards this door if I can.
You can.
With Akela's just been chilling the whole time. Akela's just been watching in amazement, really. And I'd like to try that door and see if it opens.
It does, and as you open the room's door, you smell the refreshing scent of pine. A large festive pine wreath, decorated with colored ribbons and painted pine cones, hangs from the room's west wall. There are several doors in this room that leads to other rooms. Or at least you assume they do.
Okay, I want to try the door on the left-hand side. I'm going to take a few steps, but I'm not going to be too, not too heavy with the foot. Oh, actually, I think I can sneak. One sec. I swear I can sneak. Stealth! Can I roll for stealth, please?
Yep.
Okay, 20.
I move where you want Aria to, and then have Akela do stealth if you want Akela to be stealthy too.
Stealth. Yeah, Akela's stealth as well. Like, on Akela's tiptoes.
It's like a cartoon Scooby-Doo style.
Yeah, exactly like that. She's gonna try this door.
Did you roll for Akela though? For stealth?
Sorry. Well, shoot. No, Akela could just pad. Like, animals are pretty quiet anyway. Animals are now.
I might be the DM. I might be prompting you that you need to.
Sure. I roll 20 natural.
All right, so you both, Shaggy and Scooby-Doo, quietly stealth over to that door.
I'm gonna go try the door.
It opens easily before you. You turn the doorknob, open the door. Unexpectedly, your nose is pleasantly surprised to be greeted by the sumptuous smells of a turkey. A roast turkey! A large dining room stands before you. Its walls are decorated with festive streamers. A long wooden dining table sits in the center of the room and is flanked by chairs. A delicious feast sits upon the table. A large golden cooked turkey rests upon a silver plate. Steam wafts off of the cooked bird. Big bowls of mashed potato, cooked carrots, bread rolls, and sweet pies litter the table. Porcelain plates and shiny silverware lay in front of each chair.
I'd like to use my perception and see if there's any tools in the room. 21.
The only thing you see that could maybe be defined as the tool is the silverware on the table.
Oh, okay. I'm going to take some... No, I'll leave the silverware. I'll leave the silverware. I'm going to collect it, but not today. I'll leave the room again, and then like to go forwards and try this room.
Are you still stealthing, or are you just walking through there?
Just walking through.
Make a perception check.
14.
As she walks back in the room, she notices something she hadn't noticed before. There are like little drag lines on the floor that lead from the barn to the wreath on the left side of the room. As she stares at the wreath, she kind of notices that there's almost like a line of teeth inside the wreath, all along the inside, like the center of the wreath is a giant mouth. Roll initiative.
This is for Aria, and it's 11. And this is for Akela. This is 2.
Right, so all of a sudden, you see giant, like, pine boughs, like viney pine boughs, shoot out of the wreath as its teeth prop out, and it lashes out with vines to attack Aria. It gets 2 attacks per turn, so let's see if I did this right. It hit once. It slams its wreath into Aria for 2 points of damage.
It hit me?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It's these
I
long,
did.
wreathy, piney vines. Like, you ever had a Christmas tree that's pokey when you try to put ornaments on it? It's like that, but
Every
it's trying to
year.
kill you.
Then Ari's turn. She's gonna go straight for it with a bow and arrow. Her longbow, I mean.
All right.
She's gonna go for its mouth hole. She got she got a 14.
That miss.
Okay, she doesn't pull her bow in time, and it just kind of snaps like one of the arrows and just falls on the floor. And then Akela's gonna go forwards and start growling, and all the hair is gonna go up on Akela's back. And Akela got a 12.
That
So
missed
Akela's just gonna
too.
do that, just gonna growl.
So it's gonna go after Aria 2 more times. That's 2 more hits. Hits Aria for 10 points of damage.
Wow. Aria's gonna try to use her bow again. Aria 13.
Then make it Akela's turn.
19.
That's a hit.
And then Akela's gonna try to bite the reef in the
It's
side.
viney, like, protrusions that are attacking. It's got 2 big vines that it's reaching out to try and hit or grab you.
Yeah, one of it's right vine then?
Okay.
Yeah. Gonna go to try to bite that. And that is a 3 damage.
Aria bites deep into the vine.
Akela.
Akela. So it's going to the creature's going to attack with the free vine. Aria misses, and then let's see. Roll a d20 for Akela, because it's going to try and pick Akela up the ground and slam him down. Let's see who's stronger. The vine. The vine rolled a 2. So as long as you
19.
would you roll?
19.
So the vine tries to pick up the wolf, but the wolf is much too strong for it.
Then Aria's gonna try to use the bow again. And she got a 15.
That's a hit.
She's gonna pull her bow back and she's gonna try to aim for the mouth. Like the middle of the mouth.
Okay.
Wait, is the mouth open or closed?
It's moving up and down because it's like rah, rah, rah.
Like try to get in the middle of the mouth when it's open then.
Okay.
That's a 7.
That's a big hit. She doesn't expect it, but as she hits it, like, blood squirts out of the wreath as it gets hit by the arrow. And that makes it Akela's turn. So Akela can either do a normal attack, or if you want, Akela could still be holding onto the vine and do a strength check and try and pull, like, the vine off. We do,
Can
like, a
she
post
just-
strength check if you wanted. It's up to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so this is... So can Akela beat a 9?
No. She got a 3.
So it's like if
Well-
you've ever played with a dog where they're pulling on a rope, it's like Akela's trying to pull on the vine and like it's just pulling back and forth.
Damn it.
So the reef monster tries to attack Aria and misses, and then we're gonna try and do another strength thing to try and pick up Akela again. Ooh, 16. Can Akela beat that?
Okay. Wait. 17.
All right, so
Because there's 1.
the reef creature tries to like slam Akela into the wall, but Akela holds firm.
So can she try to rip it off completely?
Akela could on her turn, but it's Aria's turn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
Aria's
if
gonna
you
go
want to
for-
on Akila's turn, she could try and like pull the vine and try that again.
Yeah, try to like rip it apart in a sense.
Totally.
Then using the bow for the... Wait, let's have a go. Right. Number 15, so that gets me another longbow attack.
That's a hit.
That is another 6.
That's a good hit. More blood squirts out of the reef creature and it goes.
Ari's going to try to rip now. Oh, Akela's going to try to rip now.
You give me grief when I say the wrong thing. All right, go for it. Let's do an opposed strength check. The reef is not very strong.
12.
All right, roll a d10. So Akela like grabs and starts pulling on the reef's vine. Like Akila's been practicing her whole life for that, you know, as a canine.
Why is it D10?
Canis lupus. It should have a 0 on one side, or you can just roll d20 and divide by 2, if you'd rather, whichever's easier.
Oh no, this does have a 0. So, alright. 6.
So Aria pulls back and rips one of the vines off, and the creature is like, And so it goes to attack Aria with its only violence left. Is 15 a hit?
Oh, just by one, yeah. It's a hit.
Well, it only does 1 point of damage, but it slaps Aria in the face with some pine needles.
And now it's Aria's turn again. She's going to go for the mouth again. Just keep going for the mouth. I think that's the only thing we can do. Because the dagger's less damage, so that's why we'll keep going for the mouth.
That's cool.
Missed.
All right, so it's Akela's turn.
Fail. Crit fail.
All right, so it's going to go after Aria again, and 14 to hit or miss.
Miss.
All right, so it misses. It swings and misses with its lone vine that's left.
Then she's going to try to go for that lone vine now instead of the mouth, if this succeeds. It's 13. So.
That's a miss.
And then our Akela is going to go for the vine and try to bite it again. And she got a 19.
That's a hit.
And then she's going to try to pull. Would this be a strength one to try to pull again?
No, this is a normal attack because she didn't have this vine. So just do regular damage.
So that's a 3 of damage.
That's enough. She rips it in the reef falls apart and just like this gross bloody mess that oozes along the wall and collapses to the ground.
Can I do a perception to make sure that no one just heard that whole noise mess thing?
I don't know how you would know.
See if I can hear any footsteps or anything.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, then make a perception check.
Make sure there's no like shuffling going around above or whatever, if there is a upstairs or. I got 20.
You don't hear anyone. It doesn't sound like you hear anybody running like towards you or anything.
Okay. And now I'm gonna head. I'm gonna see if there's anything on the reef that I can pick up. If it left anything on it.
You kind of poke it with your foot, and it's just like a mush of like flesh and pine and teeth, and just it's really gross. Muscle.
I would like to pull it into the barn, and then close the door behind.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. You don't need to make any checks for that. You can dump its little weird creature body into there. Is there anywhere special you want it?
In this corner specifically.
Okay. There it is.
That's cool. Oh no, it's seeping into the floors. Let's try this room now, in front of me. And seeing if it opens.
It does, and as you open the door before you, your eyes and nose are met with the revolting sights and smells of a slaughterhouse. The floor is covered in dried blood. Rotting pig carcasses lay and piled high in the corners of the room. A long work table stands in the middle of the room. Half a dozen elves sit on benches along the table. Each elf has gaunt eyes and an emaciated body. They are all chained to the table. They wear stockings of green and white upon their legs, and green pointed shoes with golden bells upon their feet. Upon their body is a long festive green shirt. Or perhaps at one time it was a festive outfit, but now their clothes are tattered and covered in dried pig blood. Upon each of their heads is a pointy green hat. Wires and lights stick out of the sides of the hats. As you watch the elves working at their table, you realize that they are sewing dolls. The dolls are made of pig flesh, held together by stitchings of string. As they sew the flesh dolls, they stuff inside pig guts. The elves quietly labor away. They don't seem to have noticed you yet.
What is this? Oh my god.
So let's put the elves.
This is horrific. I would like to try to unchain one of them, the one closest to me, which would be this one. I'm kind of standing in the doorway, kind of like here. The door's open.
All right, the moment you touch its chains, they all kind of shriek and start trying to run towards you, but the chains hold them in place.
Can I do handle animal on them?
No, because they're sentient creatures.
Can I do... Well, they're elves, right? We can talk the same lingo.
You can try to talk to them.
I'd like to talk to them.
They don't say anything. They just kind of shriek as they reach out to try and grab her, but the chains keep them back. They do have enough room, though, where they could probably walk most anywhere in the room.
Okay, Lee, I'd like to leave the room.
All right, so you're going to leave the room?
Just slowly close the door.
Okay.
And then I would like to see if I can head into this room.
All right, you push open the door and discover a warm kitchen. How nice. To your surprise, though, you see a large gingerbread man standing in the middle of the kitchen.
Okay.
He's the
Does he
size
look
of a...
happy?
He does look happy. He's the size of a full-grown human. He wears an apron upon his body that says, "I'm tasty." He looks at you with his soulless gumdrop eyes and gives you a toothless smile. "Oh, guests, just a moment. I must attend to my babies." The large gingerbread man puts an oven mitt upon one of his hands and waddles over to the oven. He opens it, reaches in, and pulls out a cookie sheet full of little gingerbread men. He then turns towards you, cookie sheet in hand. "My babies look so tasty. Care for some, guests?" As you look down at the tiny gingerbread men on the cookie sheet, the baking sheet, they cry out in tiny voices, "Please don't eat us!"
Can I leave this house and leave this adventure? Because it's very scary. Everything's like a cannibal, or like everything's just death. I don't want to eat the children.
He starts to walk closer and closer with them out. "Eat my babies!"
Can I say, can I eat you instead? You look tastier.
"Oh, yes, I am tasty, but no. Eat my babies. I made them for you."
Okay, can I say, can you come over to the oven and show me which one I should eat?
They might get a little hot, but okay. So he comes over here to the oven, and he places them on top of it. And he's like, "Oh, let's see which one looks best. Oh, Theodore, that looks very tasty."
And then I'd like to reach into my pocket and accidentally, but purposely, drop a coin on the floor so it goes under the oven. I'll go, "Oh, good. Oops. Oh, I have the worst back. Can you please get that for me? It's one of my lucky coins."
Do you have make a diplomacy check? It'll be on the right side in your skills. It'll be under craft.
It has 0 in it, so should I?
Just roll a d20 then.
Okay. All right. 19?
"Oh, no problem. I'll get that for you." And he bends down to try and reach under the oven to grab the coin for you.
As he bends down and his head is pretty close to the open oven, I push his head straight into the open oven and slam the doors on his neck.
All right, make a strength check to see if you can succeed at that.
He got a 20 with modifier, not natural.
All right, so Aria gets behind and shoves him on the butt and shoves him straight into the oven. And you're like, "No!" And then slams it behind him. It's hard to kind of get it close because he's pretty big, and you can smell the delicious ginger and like cookie smells as he screams. You can hear his horrible
She just keeps like
screams.
slamming it, like to get the neck off. Like she's having trouble trying to separate from the body, so she just keeps.
Well, no, she
slamming
can
it.
shove his whole body in there.
I mean, yeah, she goes for her body then.
Okay, his whole body's like shoved in there as he's burning alive. And the little gingerbread men on the cookie sheet, they jump up, "Yay, freedom!" And they jump off and they land on the floor and they run out of the room. And you can see them like in a little group, like, "Yay!" as they run away.
Can I say before I did that I took the apron off that says I'm tasty and I wear it?
You would have to make an extra move to save that. You can make a dexterity check to see if you're able to like pull that off at the same time. It's gonna be a hard dexterity check though.
How's 18 for you?
Yeah, okay. You're able to kind of like undo the back and like slip it off his head, and like it gets a little singed maybe on the neck part, but she's able to quickly put it out, so it's pretty much fine.
Then I put it on, and then I wrap it up. All right.
And after a bit, his horrible screams disappear, and now it just smells like burnt cookies in the room.
I then turn the oven off.
Well, it's a wood oven, so there's not really
a wood oven.
Well, it is a fantasy setting. It's.
Oh, I was just like, okay, fine. I'll just let the wood die down, I suppose. I'd like to look around the room and see if I can find anything, utensils or anything like that.
There's definitely utensils. There's like knives and forks and spoons in the room, bowls, cups.
Excellent. I would like to take it all.
You get all of it? Okay, you have a set of utensils. And you have a
Can I
couple.
write this down momentarily?
Yeah, you can't take like everything, but if you want to take a couple cups and bowls, you can write that down too. You can certainly
Bowl.
shove all the silverware in the sack.
Yay, okay, that's what I really wanted, the silverware. But I also want to take one of the sharp knives, if that's okay.
Yeah.
The sharpest knife, if I can.
Yeah, that's cool. There's a big cooking knife.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And is there anything else in the room around me? Can I do perception?
Yeah, go ahead. Is there anything special you're looking for?
Not really, just seeing if there's anything that stands out, maybe, that I've missed. Okay. Is there any ingredients to make more gingerbread men?
There would be baking ingredients in there, yeah.
I'd like to make gingerbread men.
Make a, I guess, I don't think there's a baking check, so make a crafting check.
Okay. That is a 17.
All right, so you know, she puts the dough together, she makes them, she finds some stuff to ice them, and she bakes them.
Yeah, do they come alive?
No, they come out and they smell really good, but they're not alive.
How did they become alive?
I don't know. You ran into a one that was like a giant magic one that was making other magic ones, so.
Okay. Um, is there any windows in here?
There are two windows you can see kind of on the north side of the building that peek out into the forest.
Can I smash the window?
They're
But
closed.
inwards.
You would have to go outside. When you came up, the description for the place is the ground floor has shutters on all the windows, and the windows are all welded shut. So you probably wouldn't be able to get the shutter off. Which also means windows are probably not an escape option either, because the windows are all, closed by metal shutters.
Is there any glass, like glass of milks or like glass containers in
Sure,
the
there could
kitchen
be
at all?
glasses in there.
Perfect. Can I take those?
Sure.
I would like to smash those
Okay.
into a pile, into a pile in front of me.
All right.
Make sure my hands do have gloves on them, so that's okay.
Do you have gloves?
Yeah. Let me have a look.
I don't think you have gloves.
What do you have a pouch? I can put them in the pouch.
All right, you can put them in the pouch and smash them.
And then I'd like to open up each one of these gingerbread men and then put the glass in the gingerbread men.
Okay.
And then cover it up so you can't see the glass in the gingerbread men.
All right.
And then I would like to head to the elves.
All right, you walk back over to the room with the elves, and it smells horrible. It smells like a slaughterhouse in there.
Okay. And the one that's closest to me, this one, I would like to give him a gingerbread man.
It just slaps it out of your hand as it tries to attack you.
I want to force it down its throat with a strength check if I can.
Okay, but then you're going to initiate combat. So you can do it if you
But they
want
can't.
to.
They're in chains, though. They can't get me, right?
No, but if you're close enough to touch it, it's close enough to touch you.
Just that one, or is it the others?
The others would be able to, too. Well, at least 3 of them would. The front 3 would. The right 3.
Can I use my stealth to get around them at all?
Well, they've already seen you, and they're already highly agitated by you. You could try to run by them, maybe, with a dexterity check.
Yeah, I'll try that. I got an 18.
Yeah, let's see what they roll. You're able to run by 3 of them. The last one, grabs just a tiny bit of the apron, but can't hold on. And Aria runs across the room, is able to get, right here, just out of reach of them.
Should I for Akela now?
If you want Akela to go through there, yes.
Yep. Natural 20.
Akela prances through the room like it's nothing and gets to the other side. And then looks up at Aria like, you made it look hard.
And goes... I really wanted to put the glass in their mouth, though. That's how I wanted to kill them. I wanted to put a glass gingerbread man in each of their mouths.
Well, you could still grab one and try and shove it in them. It wouldn't be good for them, but...
I mean, I want them to die, so it would be a good way to kill them, because they'd have eternal bleeding. And they're assholes, so... I mean, they weren't being very nice.
Alright, so what do you want to do?
I'll leave it for now. I still have the glass gingerbread cookies with me.
Yep.
And then I will carry on. And to the store. And see
Okay,
if I can open it.
you can. As you enter the room, you're a bit surprised to see that it is decorated as though it was a wintry night outdoors in the city. The walls are painted with images of snow-covered streets, homes, and lampposts. The floor is covered by clumps of wool that look a bit like snow. Even more surprising, though, there's a small group of zombies standing in front of the door that's on the north side of the room. The zombies wear winter clothes that look new and clean. The zombie men wear fancy coats with sprigs of mistletoe pinned to them, and the women zombies wear brightly colored dresses. They all wear bright, festive scarves around their necks. The moment they see you, they begin to sway together in place and groan as one. It sounds quite awful. They look intently at you as they wail in unison.
I could charm the zombies.
They just sit there wailing in unison.
Can I sing with them in unison with their groans?
You can try to, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for that. I'm gonna try to
Go ahead.
be a zombie like them. Like in that scene in Shaun of the Dead, then they all pretend to be zombies to get to the Winchester.
All right, do perform. This should be perform on your list if you look down. See what your bonus is if you have one. And then...
There is no bonus, but I got an 18.
All right, you listen to a bit of the zombies groaning and recognize it almost like an old carol. Aria lifts her voice in song to join them in a kind of zombie way. They smile immensely as you join their verse. Soon you're leading the song in festive joy as they accompany it with joyful groans. When you have finished, they begin to clap for you. One of the zombies' hands falls off as he claps. Then the group stands aside, allowing you to pass through the door.
Can I lead them to the elves because they might be hungry?
The zombies and the elves? No, the
Yeah.
zombies just kind of stand there, and then they go
Oh,
back
we
to
don't
kind
want to
of...
go have some food.
No, they
don't-
kind of
they're
go back to
hungry.
wailing and singing.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll carry on through the door then. I just raise a jolly glass of something. Yeah, and go, cheers to all that Charles Dickens quote. I will say one of those, and then we'll carry on.
All right, as you step into the next room, you see a continuation of this sort of outdoor theme. The walls of this room are painted like a snow-covered field. The floor is once again covered by lumps of cotton which simulate snow. A large snowman, wearing a red scarf around his neck and a black top hat upon his head, stands along the room's west wall. You hear the sounds of gears grinding, and then see the mechanical snowman turn his head towards you. It speaks in an artificial voice. Happy Christmas, one and all! The most joyous of seasons! What are you joyful for?
You! And then I start singing again to the robot.
Mark another perform check.
20.
All right, what song are you singing? Or what's it about? It doesn't have to have, like, lyrics, just...
It's Let It Snow, but I don't know if I can sing it on your channel.
It don't matter. They pay for performance, right?
The weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Well, not for you, because you're a snowman. Since we know where to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
As you sing it, the snowman dances along and kind of herky-jerky because he's a robot-type creature automaton. He's like, you are the most joyous of all! Merry Christmas to you!
And to you, a good night, I say as I shuffle past.
All right.
And head to the next door.
You turn the door and open it with a small creak. The room before you it's largely empty. Its walls are covered with colorful streamers, some pine branches and colorful baubles. On the far end of the room, you can see some stairs that lead up to a second floor. In the center of the room, there's a massive silver plate. Upon the plate, there's a huge, partially transparent pudding with cherries on top. As you gaze into the pudding, you can see whole oranges, apples, and pieces of gold embedded into it.
I'm gonna take all the gold.
As you reach into the pudding for the gold, all of a sudden you feel like acid on you. You take 4 points of damage, and then the pudding starts to move. It's like an ooze, and it attacks you. Roll for initiative.
Oh, fuck. Aria is 13. Akela 16.
So it's Akela, Aria, and then the Christmas pudding.
It's a Christmas pudding, did you say?
Yep.
I can just light it up then. Wait, do I have fire on me?
You probably have a flint and
Tinderbox.
tinder.
I would like to light up the Christmas pudding if I can.
All right, make a dexterity check. 'Cause this is a different kind of attack. We'll do a dexterity check to see if you start the flame, and then you have to do an actual attack.
I'm just seeing if I've got any extra points in Dex. I do, which makes it an 18.
Okay, so you start a small flame, make a normal attack, and then we'll see if the flames hit the thing.
18.
All right, you light it on fire like a flambe. It goes whoosh up, and it's angry and it's flaming now. So it's well, actually, technically, Akela was supposed to go first. So we'll just have Akela go next.
Akela was on fire though, so Akela's gonna be on fire if it tries to attack it, right?
Probably this turn, yes.
Akela's gonna try to just. Can Akela try to run for this area? Wait. Where's this? Where's the pudding?
Right there in the center. It's the thing in the
Okay.
center.
Is there a chance for Akela to get around this way just this turn?
Yeah, Akela can run up to I forget how many spaces, whatever the normal
that would
space
be.
is.
Yeah.
The creature is going to try and attack Aria. That's not what I want. Oh, and hits with 20, but not a natural 20.
You mean like 20 points of damage?
No. It does 8 points of damage, though.
Okay. Like...
It hits it with like a flaming chunk of it, and then makes it Akela's turn again. The whole room smells of pudding.
Christmas cake, yeah. I don't want to attack them because she's going to then set a light.
It won't now, because like the flame has started to die down, you know.
Oh,
so
okay.
She's done a ton of damage with that, but she can probably still attack it now.
Akela's nostrils becoming large. Akela loves Christmas pudding and wants to eat the food and just sees a dancing Christmas pudding. So now Akela wants to jump forward and take a bite out of it. That's natural 20.
That's a hit. Double damage.
7.
So Akela jumps up and just starts going to town, literally wolfing up
just, like...
huge amounts of the Christmas pudding. It's still like angry and alive, but like Akela eats like a quarter of it, just like just wolfing it down.
I get it, wolfing it down. That's a good one.
So that would make it Aria's turn.
And then Akela's gonna... sorry, not Akela. Aria is gonna go with the bow and arrow and try to get him in one of these, I don't know, Christmas pudding eyes, an eye area that you can see from, maybe.
It doesn't really have any eyes. It's kind of like a D&D ooze, where it's just...
Stomach, then. Stomach, let's go for the stomach. That is a 16.
That's a hit.
That is a 7.
The arrow punctures it and finishes it off. The Christmas pudding just kind of falls apart and like the coins and stuff fall out of it.
And then Akela just carries on eating and just doesn't stop and like... But I want to try to get a bit. Like Akela growls because I'm trying to get some food and put it in my bag. But Akela's like growling and then just like... I get some though, I get some. Can I put Christmas pudding in my bag?
Yep, you can put some Christmas pudding and you find 50 gold pieces as you kind of like pull the coins out of there.
That's
don't mix up where your Christmas pudding is and where your glass other things
are.
Oh
God, no. Otherwise then I'll be eating glass Christmas pudding.
It'd be horrible if you kill yourself at the end of the adventure. Ooh, time for a gingerbread. Oh, why did I eat my glass cookies?
Let's head towards this stairway.
Begin to walk up the flight of stairs. A handrail wrapped in pine wreath runs along the length of the stairway. As you reach the top of the stairs, you step into a long, wide hallway. A lone door stands on the opposite side of the room. 4 man-sized nutcrackers guard the hall, 2 on the north side of the room and 2 on the south. The giant nutcrackers are painted like soldiers and wear cotton beards upon their face. Suddenly you begin to hear the sounds of gear spinning. The tinny sound of marching music begins to emit from one of the nutcrackers. With lurching, stiff joints, the 4 nutcrackers slowly march into the center of the room. Then they stand in a line, shoulder to shoulder, and face you. All 4 of the nutcrackers pull their swords out from their scabbards. The jaw of one of the nutcrackers begins to awkwardly, jerkily open and close as it speaks to you. Merry Christmas! Now leave, or prepare to have your nuts cracked.
I would like to offer them a gift. Nutcrackers love gingerbread cookies.
I don't know if that's true, but...
Could I try persuasion? Diplomas.
You can try.
I'd like to give them a load of gingerbread cookies, because 'tis the season. It's a natural 20. Is that okay?
They're not interested in your cookies or your diplomacy. They're just guarding this hallway. One's like, prepare to escalate to nutcracking level 1. They begin to slowly march towards you. And they pull out their little swords. But they look like real swords, not just little swords, because they're man-sized.
And I can't get around them at all?
No, they're blocking the hallway.
I'm going to have to kill them then. Alright, I'm ready to roll for initiative. I'd like to kill them.
Alright, so we'll let Aria go first, because she's making the decision to instigate first. And we'll have Akela, soldiers roll for initiative.
Akela got 5.
Alright. So it'll be Aria, then Akela, and then the soldiers in the turn order.
Right, Aria's going to go for an attack. Aria got 19.
That's a hit.
Aria uses her bow. She's going to go on the one closest to her.
Okay.
So this guy, she got a 5.
She hits him and like a chunk of the tin like breaks off of the tin arm, but you can see the gears that are exposed now that move the arm bits. That makes it Akela's turn.
Akela's going to go for the same one as well.
Okay, Akela's going to have to move within range though.
Oh, okay. There.
Yeah, that's cool.
Akela got a 13.
That is a miss. Okay, so the top 2 are going to go after Aria. Ooh, 1 crit. They all hit, or the top 2 both hit. So let's see. That's going to be a bunch of damage, and then the other 2 still get to go. So that's 8 damage. The first 2 just like attack her.
Yep.
The third one is going to go after Akela. And hits with a 19 for 1 point of damage. And then the fourth one's kind of trapped between the other ones. It can't get through, and it doesn't have a ranged weapon. So.
Okay. I like to continue to go for the one with the thing closest to me.
As they fight, their tinny marching music changes to kind of like tinny battle music that they are emitting from themselves.
Can I like pour water over it?
It doesn't look electrical. From what you've sheared off, it looks like it's mechanical.
Damn it, because arm was exposed. Okay. I got a 19.
That's a hit.
I'm going to go for his exposed arm with the bow. I got a 8 for that.
You into the gears, and the gears start to shred off, and as it does, the thing kind of just collapses. It breaks.
It breaks. It's gone.
We're going to move him back spot, because now there's this open spot. So that's Akela's turn.
Okay. Akela's going to go for this fella right next to her. That's 19.
That's a hit.
That's a 7.
That's a good hit. The hair is part of the tin off of the leg. So this mechanical man marches up here with his sword out, and the top 2 are going to go after Aria again. One misses, but 1 hits. Stabs her for 2 with the point of his blade. And then the other one's going to go after Akela and misses. He swings, but Akela's too short. He wasn't designed for fighting shorter creatures, apparently. In a fight, they kind of like have herky-jerky mechanical motions, like brr, brr.
Can I get past them if they're so slow like that, though?
Not right now, because they're blocking that way. If you destroyed another one, you hypothetically could, but they will probably follow you. That doesn't mean you can't do that if you don't want to.
I want to... This is the one which has its leg gnawed on, right, currently? I want to go for this one with Aria. 16.
That's a hit.
I got a 9.
That kills it. Like the arrow shoots like right into the creature, and then she can hear some like metal grinding, like gear stripping, and then just kind of deflates like you turned an off switch, and it just drops to the ground.
Akela's now going to go for this one.
Oh,
okay. Can she move here and go for this one?
There's no reason to move like that. Oh, I mean, you could, but they're both going to get attacks of opportunity if you do that.
Gonna jump. Go for that one.
Okay.
And she jumps. She hits with a 16.
That is a hit.
And she got a 4. She's going to go for that leg as well.
All right, take some of the tin of the leg off. All right, the top one goes after Aria, swings and misses, and the bottom one goes after Akela and brings that sword down harsh into Akela. Hits for 5 points of damage.
Righty.
I know Akela doesn't have a ton of hit points, so...
Akela's going to go for this one again.
Actually, Aria's turn.
Sorry, Aria's turn.
That's all good.
Aria's going to go for that one with the bow and arrow. She got a 19.
You'd pick the close one because I think they get an attack of opportunity otherwise if you shoot another one.
Okay.
I'm not
This
positive.
one.
I'd have to look that up. All right.
This one with a 7.
7 point damage?
Yeah.
You shoot an arrow into its body, you can hear like the metal sound as the arrow goes into it. Now it's Akela's turn.
Akela's gonna go for this one now.
All right.
Hopefully. Well, yeah, 17.
That's a 2.
And that's a 3.
That does more damage to the creature, but they're still both alive. The top one is about to bring the sword down on Aria and misses. And then the other one tries to do the same thing to Akela and misses too.
And we're going to do the same process again. We're going to go for this one with Aria, if we can. Whoops. Oh, it's a 20. That's fine. Lucky roll. Does that mean I get a double attack?
Double damage, yes.
Yeah. So I got a 5, and then I got a 7.
Enough to kill it. What's it look like?
It shatters in pieces.
Cool.
Like if it's because it's clockwise, it goes, and then you just hear the like last bits that with the gears.
All right, so it's Akela's turn, and there's one damaged nutcracking automaton left.
All right, let's go.
Oh no, I got my nuts cracked instead.
16.
That hit?
That is a 6.
That's enough. Akela finishes off that one, like rips off one of its legs, and it falls on the ground and like scrambles around a bit, but then gears start shooting out of its body, and then it stops moving.
I hope there would be candy in it, but there wasn't. So Akela was very disappointed.
There definitely was not candy inside of it.
Anything I can pick up?
There's like, it's just got like shorn gears and stuff if you want any of that.
Not really.
Nothing really
I'll
of
leave
use.
I'll leave that. And then I'm going to walk past them and just walk over the dust and go for this door.
All right, you open the next door. As you look into the sparsely decorated room, you see an old rocking chair in the far corner near the frost-covered window. Sitting in the chair is a kindly-looking elderly woman. She wears a blue skirt, a white blouse, and a sky blue colored shawl upon her shoulders. Her face lights up the moment that she sees you. She slowly stands up and begins to walk towards you. Hello, hello. It's nice to finally see some other guests for the party. I'm so happy to see you. How are you?
What party is this?
Oh, our Christmas party, of course.
Is this your party?
Oh, it's not my party. I'm just one of the many guests. She looks down at your clothes. I see we didn't dress up this year.
Would you like a cookie?
Oh, yes, I'd love a cookie.
So I hand her the gingerbread cookie.
And she eats it. And she eats it quickly. And she's like, oh, did you make this?
Yeah. It's delicious, isn't it?
Well, if you keep working, you'll become a good baker someday.
You're not dying?
Well, we're going to make 2 simultaneous rolls. Do you see where will saving throw is on yours?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to make a will saving throw against all her negativity. All her Christmas negativity.
Okay.
Once we've done yours, then she's going to do a saving throw against eternal bleeding because you fed her a glass. You know what? This is very on for Lauren's character. Animals are in trouble. I'm going to help them. A person says something rude. Nope. All right, so do you see where will is for saving throw? It should be on your left side underneath.
Yeah.
Make a will saving throw.
Together it's 20, not natural.
Okay, so I don't know. Maybe it's the way she grew up, but Aria can handle the insults. Now let's see. This is her trying to make a saving throw against the glass that's now entering her body. Oh, so she takes 2 points of damage this turn. Oh, I don't feel so good. You know, when I was your age, I was quite an accomplished cook. I was already married and had some kids. How are things going for you?
I make I made cookies now. Would you like another one?
Oh, that's
I've got a
sweet.
batch of them.
I guess I could have one more.
There you go. I'll give her another cookie.
She's another one down. Is that your job then? You're a baker?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. It's a nice starting out job, you know. Maybe someday you'll find a nice husband. All right, make another will saving throw against her negativity, Christmas negativity.
Natural 20.
All right, so I guess she's used to dealing with that kind of stuff. Let's see how she does against the glass. She succeeds on that one. I'm going to make her do 2 of them because now she's got even more glass in her, though. That's one for each cookie. The other one she fails. She coughs a little bit and a little bit of blood comes out. Oh, hey, that's a little odd. Oh.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was just distracted for a moment.
Oh, that doesn't look too good.
Oh, no, it's not that. It was your haircut. Is that what people call a haircut these days? I just don't understand youth and their hairstyles.
Would you like another cookie?
Oh, I would love another cookie.
I'll give her another cookie.
Jeez, another cookie.
I've got 10 of these. I'll keep going.
All right, make another will saving throw against her negativity.
An 18.
All right, you resist her negativity again. So how many has she had? 3 or 4?
I think 3.
Okay. That one she succeeds at. She fails at another one, but she succeeds at the other ones and takes 3 more points of damage. She coughs up a little more blood as she's starting to her skin color is starting to get a little bit paler. Oh, I'm fine. Oh, that's an interesting dog you have. I see you can't afford a pedigree, but yeah, that's nice to take in a mongrel.
You really don't look so good. Do you want some water?
Oh, yes, I probably should have a drink and sit down.
I have a bowl. I want to put some water in it for her.
Okay, we'll assume you have some water. That's reasonable to have.
No, I do have a water skin. So I
Okay.
can put the water into the water skin. I also put some glass in that bowl as well.
She drinks it. She's like, oh, this is chunky water. You don't even know how to make water? Now you have to definitely make a will saving throw against that.
Natural 20.
All right, I guess you've had to deal with some unpleasant people Aria has in her life. She's used to Christmas negativity. So let's do 4 saving throws. Oh my god. She failed 3 of them in the last one, like the water. She drinks it all, even though it's chunky and there's glass in it. Oh, I'm really parched. Those cookies you made were so dry. It's like she had to spitefully say that. She needed to drink it. So that's like 3 failures. Collapses to the ground and blood just oozes out of her face.
And then I'd like to loot her body if there's anything on it.
You find a small pouch that has like 15 silver in it.
All that attitude and not even rich. I want to drag her body to the stairs.
Okay.
And I don't want to push it down the stairs like a surfboard.
All right. It goes bump, 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 bump as it slides down the stairs.
And there you go. And then I carry on in the room.
I
want to go to this room.
You enter the room and see some tables along the far wall. The tables are set out for a party. Plates of cookies, cupcakes, sweet treats, crackers, cheese, and meat fill the tables. A large bottle of alcohol rests on the table nearest you. Even from here, you can read its label, which reads Holiday Spirits.
Oh, that's nice. I'd like to try some food.
All right, what would you like to try? The meats, the cheeses, the cookies, the cupcakes?
The meats.
As you eat the meat, Akela looks envious on. The meat's like really good sausage, like summer sausage. And
I'd like to give Akela some.
oh, Akela happily wolfs some of that up too. Akela's getting at least a festive... Oh, go ahead.
Does that help our health at all if we eat and replenish?
Oh, you would have to go home and do like a proper rest or whatnot. Or give her a healing potion.
I would like to give a healing potion to Akela. That leaves me... I think she doesn't really need that much. I'm going to give her a light wounds one. Ooh. Oh, that's already given her enough points. So it just goes up. It doesn't go beyond it, does it?
No,
Stays
just go up to your
30.
maximum.
I'm just gonna check my own health as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, can I have one for my own health? It's only 12, so.
Yeah. You don't need permission to use a potion.
All right, that gives me 1 point off my. That puts me at 29 out of 30. I just make you aware of the HP and stuff for the characters.
Okay.
Can I take the cookies?
Yeah, you can take as many of the cookies as you want. You can take all the cookies if you want.
How many are there?
Oh, there's a bunch. It's like set out for a big party.
Like 30?
Sure.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'll take those. And the alcohol.
Okay, you grab the bottle of holiday spirits.
Cool. And then I see. Can I just run perception to see if there's anything off about the room at all?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got a 17 with bonus.
You don't see anything that seems wrong with the room.
And then I'd like to head into this room. I'd want to try the door first, like the handle, and see. I want to kind of peek into the room before I fully open the door.
Alright, you open the door and kind of peek in there. The room appears to be dark and empty. A sliver of moonlight sneaks into the room, through the small frost-covered window, giving the room its only light.
I'm going to go into the room.
Make a perception check.
21.
As you do, you hear some slight snoring in the corner of the room.
Damn
you
it.
see that there's a bear sleeping in the corner.
Whoa,
he seems to be
so
hibernating,
cute.
and upon his head is a Santa hat.
I'd like to leave a cookie out for the bear.
Okay, you can place the cookie down.
I'm going to place it there. Not the glass cookies, the normal cookies.
Okay.
That's 2 different ones. There you go. And then I want to leave the room and just... Because he's hibernating. Can't wake him up.
Alright, let's see if he hears you walk by. Make a dexterity check.
15.
And make one for Akela, too.
19.
You're both quiet enough that you don't disturb the sleeping bear.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, we'd like to go into this room. Peep into this room first. And then head in.
Alright, as you step into the warm room, your ears are greeted by the gentle crackling sounds of fire in a nearby fireplace. A comfortable-looking red couch rests in the room's southeast corner, and an equally comfortable-looking red chair rests in the opposite corner.
Yeah.
A relaxing smell of pine fills the room. You look to the north side of the room and see a Christmas tree. It is covered in bright festive ornaments and streamers. A shining ornamental star stands atop the tree. 4 presents lay beneath the tree. One is wrapped with red paper, another with white, another with orange, and the last is covered by gold-colored paper.
I'd like to use my stealth to sneak past the tree with both characters.
Okay.
Aria's gonna go first. She got a 17 to sneak past.
Alright.
Would that work?
Yeah, nothing happens. You just quietly walk across the room.
And then Akela's gonna sneak as well. And Akela got a natural 20.
You both quietly walk across the festive Christmas tree room.
And then we're gonna go into this room.
Alright, you open the door. The door creaks slightly as you swing it open. Before you is a long workshop. Let me get this a little better shot. Bench covered in tools runs along the room's southeast wall. Gears, cogs, pins, nuts, and bolts litter the work table and the floor around. You look towards the north end of the room, past a wreath and past a large cabinet. There you see a small gnome sitting at his writing desk. Standing next to him is a large 9-foot-tall mechanical man. The mechanical man wears a suit of red upon his body and a red hat upon his head. Black leather fur-lined boots cover his mechanical feet, and a cotton beard adorns his face. The gnome turns towards you and glares, "You dirty Grinches! You won't steal my Christmas!" Then he quickly steps over towards the mechanical Santa mech. The chest of the mech opens up, revealing a seat and levers. The gnome leaps into the seat and presses a button. The Santa mech's chest closes, encasing the gnome inside. The mechanical man's mouth opens, and you can hear the gnome's amplified voice from within. "This jolly old man's about to stomp you in your hole." The sound of whirling, turning gears fills the room. The Santa mech raises his arms so that his hands are faced in your direction. Then his mechanical hands swing back and off, revealing a metal nozzle under one wrist and a dozen candy cane spikes under the other. Roll initiative. Because Santa Mech with a gnome inside is about to attack you.
Akela's 2. Aria's 13.
So it's Aria, the gnome, and the Santa Mech, and then Akela.
Aria's gonna try to shoot from here to the mech. She got a 19.
That's a hit.
She got a 4 of damage.
She shoots Santa in his mechanical eye, and it shoots out with a spring. It doesn't seem to really affect its vision, but it does seem to hurt it. It starts to lumber across here, and then it raises its nozzle hand and tries to shoot it right here. It's like an area of effect hot chocolate thing it's going to shoot out.
Oh God.
Have Aria and Akela make dexterity saving throws.
Okay, this is Aria. She got a 16. Does that mean there's no bonus?
No, you're fine. No, and Akela?
18.
Both of them jump out of the way as the scalding hot chocolate hits the floor and peels the paint off of it, or the varnish off of it. That makes it Akela's turn.
Akela's gonna try to run forwards and bite him. 18.
That's a hit.
4.
You bite a chunk of the jolly mechanical man off. Like his hands that pull back, rip part of that off, and you can see some of the gears inside.
Oh, damn. And then Aria's going to go full crazy on... I want to pick up these things over here and throw them at him. Can I do that at all? Or will that be an opportunity for him to attack me?
You could do that, but the odds are that's not going to be as effective. That's an improvised weapon as an arrow shot from a bow.
That makes sense. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to go with my bow. I'm going to go for the other eyeball. I got a natural 20.
Oh, that's a good hit.
So, we got a 7. And we got a 7. We got a 14 altogether.
Man, that's a really good hit. So she shoots the arrow into his body. You can hear it kind of ricochet inside, and you can hear the gnome inside scream, "Ow!" So he lifts his candy cane launcher and shoots candy cane darts at Aria.
No.
They're sharp and pointy. Oh, that's a natural 20 too. Does 3 points of damage. That's about the worst damage he could have rolled for a natural 20.
Gee.
And then he's going to... his other hand's going to roll back, and he's going to reach into his pocket and pull out an ornament and throw it right here between you, and then it explodes with glass shards. So do a reflex saving throw. That's what I should have said last time, but whatever. For Aria and Akela.
Aria is 18. Oh, Akela is 16.
All right, so they both get down, and the glass shards shoot right over their heads.
And then we're up to Aria? No, we're up to
Akela and then Aria.
Akela is going to go for an attack with 15.
That's a miss.
Oh, slips on the hot chocolate and falls. Aria's going to go for another go. Aria got a 16.
That's a miss too.
Oh no!
Santa Mech aims his candy cane dart launcher at Aria. Oh, and does another crit. And hits her for 7 points of damage. Throws another exploding ornament to the same part right in the middle of the room. So have Aria and Akela make reflex saving throws.
15 for Aria.
Aria gets out of the way, and the glass shards shoot over her head and penetrate into the wall beyond.
11.
Oh, Akela does the same thing, just barely gets out of the way of the exploding ornament. So festive Christmas music starts to play out of the mechanical Santa as he fights. But you can also hear the gnome inside kind of swearing. "You dirty creatures!" Ow!
Aria's trying to bite with a 20 natural.
That's a hit.
Sorry, not Aria. Akela. Akela is biting. I keep getting the names wrong tonight. Akela's biting. So that's a 4. And then that's a 7.
All right. So it tears off part of the left boot, and you can see part of the metal of the foot come off, but it still works. It's almost like seeing part of a Terminator. Aria's turn.
Aria got a 17.
That's a miss. So
Aria falls over.
Once again, he shoots with his candy cane launcher and misses, and he drops another ornament, explodes throughout the room. So 2 more reflex saving throws.
18 for Aria. 19 for Akela.
Wow, you got some Matrix move creatures right there. So that's Akela's turn.
Akela's got a 19.
That's a hit.
That's a 6.
The Santa mech is starting to kind of lurch and wobble a little unsteadily, but it's still going.
Akela's... Lori's gonna go for it again. She got her 17.
Now that's a
which
miss.
is a miss.
All right, let's see the Santa mech shooting the candy darts again at Aria. Oh, that's another crit. For 4 points. He's critted a lot, but not hit hard with those. Santa knows you've been naughty. And then he's going to shoot the hot chocolate again. This time he's just going to shoot it at Aria.
She got a 19.
Okay,
reflex saving throw.
She jumps out of the way of the hot chocolate spray. It like hits the wall behind her and starts to peel the paint off of it.
And then Akela's going to go with a 19.
That's a hit. Once again, Akela's the star of the show.
Okay.
And very unsteady, the mech is like trying to keep its balance, but it's still fighting. You can hear the gnome inside screaming, "I'll murder you, creatures!"
Then Aria's going to go for it again. She got a natural 20 for that one. She's got a 8 and then a 8.
She hits it like right into the creature's head, and as that happens, Santa's one good eye starts spinning around and it starts to glow red. And you can see steam start to come out of the machine. You can hear the gnome let out a blood-curdling scream. And then all of a sudden the Santa mech explodes in a shower of gnome guts and gears everywhere. Have, since Akela's right next to it, Akela make a reflex saving throw to see if it gets hit by any of it.
17, but I need to add a bonus.
No, that's funny. So Akela's able to duck down as the guts and the gears, shoot throughout the room. Some of the gears stick into the walls.
Ew. And then what is left?
That's it. He's dead.
Oh. I'm going to go check the room now.
When you go over to the desk, you can see a sort of diary on it. And as you look through the diary, you can see it's the diary of someone named Pilgrim, which you assume is the gnome. And he talks about how he's going to make his own Christmas, about how he never got to have one, and he's learned about it, and he's going to make one.
Is there any gold in here?
No, you don't see any gold in here at all. You just see a bunch of tools and gears and cogs.
Is there any gold on him at all?
No, he's just like mushed goo now after the explosion.
Oh. Okay, then I want to go into this room now.
You open the door and are overcome by the revolting smell of human feces. Faded decorations of pine boughs and colored balls hang over the large rusty cages. A dozen dirty children sit trapped in the cages. Bowls of water and bowls of food rest upon the cage's floor next to the buckets of excrement. Rotting dolls made of pig flesh litter the floor. Make a perception check.
21.
As you behold the horror of the room, you notice the crumpled up note in the corner of the room near you.
I would like to pick it up.
You pick it up, uncrumple it, and read it. It says, I don't understand these stupid children. At their age, I would have killed to have the toys to play with. Spoiled brats. My father wouldn't let me have even one toy, and I've given them so many toys, yet they won't even touch them. Is it me? Are my toys defective? No, it must be the children. Note to myself, get more children. It's signed Pilgrim.
I'd like to open the cages and let the children out.
Alright, so you open the little latches and let the kids out. They're kind of like scared, but they're glad to be free. They're like, is he gone?
Yeah, he's gone. He won't be coming back anymore.
They smile and cheer, and like some of them one of the little ones gives Aria a hug.
Oh. Would you like a cookie? And I give him the right cookie, not the wrong one.
All your gingerbread ones have glass. So most of
no, yeah.
The kids grittily eat the cookies that you give them from the party room.
And I give them all some water. Oh, they've already got water. Actually, no, I give them all alcohol.
All right, so you're gonna open the bottle of Christmas spirits.
No, because you're saying it like that.
You open the bottle of Christmas spirits so they can have something to drink. As you open it, you hear a shriek, and you see to your horror 3 ghosts that look furiously angry pour out of the bottle and fill the room. The room becomes like ice cold, and the children shriek in terror. Roll initiative.
No, I don't want to. Can I just put it back in there? I don't
No,
want
they're
to.
already out. They're already out.
I don't want to get them.
This is what you get for trying to give children alcohol.
Aria got 17. Akela got 15.
So it's Aria, it's Akela, and then it's the 3 ghosts.
Oh, come on.
Cages.
Where's their holiday spirit? Clearly they don't have any.
They're literally holiday spirits.
They're not, because they're not jolly.
So the children in the room are screaming as like wild winds buffet the room from inside. It's Aria gets to go first. These poor children, have they been through enough?
Natural 20.
All right, you're going to hit one for double damage.
Yeah. I'm going to hit this guy.
All right.
That's a 9. And that's a 9.
You hit it and it just shrieks as it disappears into a wisp of smoke.
Oh. Dead. And then Akela's going to go to bite this one. Akela got a natural 20 as well.
Oh, that's okay.
That's a 7. That's a 7.
She does a lot of damage to the ghost, but it's still alive. So the ghost that Akela bit is going to attack Akela. Gets a 6. That's not enough. The other one's going to pick up one of the children and lift it up to the ceiling. The child's screaming, "No!"
Aria's gonna attack that one that's lifting up the child.
Okay, that's going to be the one over here on the left.
Yeah, this one.
Don't roll a 1.
I rolled a 20.
Natural 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
6. Wait, that's +1. 7. 3.
Your arrow shoots right through it and it disappears into vapor as it shrieks. The child begins to fall towards the floor. Make a dexterity check to see if... Well, does Aria want to try and catch the kid? To see if Aria can catch the kid.
No. I'm just kidding, yeah. That's a 17.
Alright, so Aria is able to run and slide and catch the kid at the last second so the kid doesn't get hurt. And then she's able to, like, put her gently on the ground. Makes it Akila's turn.
Go for this one again. Oops. That's a 15.
That's a hit.
And then 5.
That's enough. Akela jumps up and grabs for its ghost throat, and it just like disappears as Akela destroys the last of the Christmas ghosts.
And then I let the children all free. I don't give them alcohol anymore. Actually, can I lead them through to the cookie room with the actual food that's decent?
All right, so Aria, and this is going to be the wrap-up then.
Okay.
If there's something you'd like to interject, feel free to. So Aria,
I wanted to check out the presents, but
actually, yeah,
you can do that first.
I think
they're gonna kill me.
Well, you could leave the kids in the food room for a second and then check out the present room yourself if you want.
Okay, sure. I'd like to try one of them.
All right, so Aria brings the children to the food room, and they begin to eat a bunch of cookies, and then Aria and Akela, do you tell them to wait there?
Yeah, I tell them to wait there and enjoy themselves.
All right, and then sneaks back into the room with the presents. There are 4 presents in the room. There's a red one, an orange one, a gold one, and a white one.
I would like to go for the white one.
Aria unwraps it, and she finds a ring in there. It's silver, and it has like elven letters etched onto the side.
Can I read it? Because I'm elven.
Yes, it's a ring of defense. She can tell.
Ooh.
So it's a ring of +1 to armor class. If you put it on your character, your armor class goes up by 1.
Can I just... Oh.
Yeah, you can put it on right now if you want. We're going to assume nobody woke up the bear. I forgot about the bear, so it would be unfair to do that
children,
now.
Yeah.
You might have to make a check on your way through, but we'll assume you got the children through there quietly.
I mean, they got little feet, they're little pitter-patter. No, they got eaten by the bear.
I love how you wanted to open the booze thing there, and like the booze thing was the Christmas spirit spawn. It was perfect timing for that. All right, so there's still, if you want, a red, an orange, and a gold present.
Can I open the orange present?
You pull the ribbon off the orange present and tear the paper off its side. You lift the cover of the bow beneath and discover a glass bottle. The liquid inside is purple, and it glitters as though gold was suspended inside of it, like little gold flakes. The bottle has a label on the front which reads, "Drink me to get big."
Cool. I'll keep that. Can I try the other ones? I'm just going to try the other presents. Both of the other ones. I'm going to rip at the same time.
Okay, you open up the red one and find a golden cat statue. It's like really well made. It's worth about 50 gold pieces. And then you open up the gold one, and as you do, you're horrified to see spiders pour out of it. A swarm of spiders attacks.
Wait, can't I just speak animal to them because they're animals?
Well, we still have a turn order. You can try to tame the swarm if you want, but we're still going to have a turn order.
Okay. 20 for Aria.
Okay.
2 for Akela.
Okay, so Aria gets to go first. If Aria wants to, she could try to calm them or whatever.
She's going to try to calm them.
All right, do handle animals check.
25.
She gets them calm. She gets them to climb up into the tree and start dancing to like a Christmas song.
Dude, around the fire. Oh, wait, yeah, they're around the fireplace.
Okay, they can do that.
And around the tree. And then she makes them all little sweaters for Christmas because she has enough material.
That would take a while. You probably have kids to bring back home. But they're free now. The spiders aren't in the box anymore. And they're thinking, ooh, we got a nice big house to ourselves. It's a good Christmas for spiders.
There you go.
All right, so make a stealth check.
Oh, to get past the bear?
Yep, make a, what is that, dexterity check to get quietly past the Santa bear.
16 for Akela.
Akela makes it through, no problem.
Altogether 18 for Aria.
Okay, so Aria and Akela sneak back past the bear. They grab the children and bring the children back down to the first floor. And then you get to the room. Like, you walk by the mechanical snowman, that's fine. The kids are a little scared of the zombies, but the zombies are just still trying to sing their song. They're cool with the kids. But then you run towards the room of the elves, and you can see them with their little glowing hats with the wires on them, working again on their flesh dolls. And the kids are like, oh, those dolls are horrible. Pilgrim tried to make us play with those. Oh, creepy.
Can I try to get the kids past them?
You can try.
I'm going to try.
All right, make a dexterity check, I guess.
Natural 20.
Okay, and then we're going to have to do one more. Make a diplomacy check to see if you can convince the children to listen to follow the way she wants.
19.
All right,
With
so
no bonus.
they follow, like, almost in a little follow the leader. They're able to quietly sneak around. The elves don't notice as they're working on their creepy dolls. And she's able to lead them here to the room where the wreath once was. And then what would you like to do?
Take them out through the barn door.
All right, she takes
Tell
them
them
out.
to ignore the blood on the floor.
She takes them out through the barn door and then leads them back to Hopesburg. There, they are reunited with their families, and like they're so happy. And the people of Hopesburg, who had no hope for so long, are overjoyed, and they invite Aria and Akela into their house to enjoy a Christmas evening meal. As night goes on. The end. Merry Christmas.
Hey. I didn't know we'd be able to do it in one stream, but we did.
Did they? Is it still Christmas, boy? Did they do it all in one night?
But yeah.
Do you want to know what was in the room that you didn't do anything?
Which room was that?
The one with the turkey dinner stuff. If you try to eat the turkey dinner and the mashed potatoes were going to come alive and attack you. You're going to have to fight Christmas
good thing I didn't. I knew something was. I didn't know if a tree was or something. I knew there's a lot in that, like objects that were just going to come alive and kill me. So I was like, I thought it was the tree. That's why I was like really worried about the presents and stuff.
Nope, that was just a room. That was to be different. We're like, oh, there's some rewards there. Like, there's a.
Oh, there was a Doctor Who episode where the tree comes alive and tries to kill all of them. So I kind of had that in my mind.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was a Christmas special.
Oh, as you're sitting there and you've enjoyed the food with the people, Akela notices the bottle you have with like the gold stuff in it.
Right. What about it?
Well, do you want to do it? Use it for anything? If not, you don't have to.
It just makes people big, though. Oh, wait! That was a really slow moment. Akela drinks it.
Alright, so Aria offers it to Akela, and Akela laps it up. As Akela drinks it, Akela grows by several feet, big enough where Aria thinks she could probably ride Akela.
Yay!
Roll a 8-sided die.
Anticipation. 8.
And add 8 points to your permanent hit points for Aria now. So, what was it, 12 before or something? 13? Okay, so now,
So
now Akela has 13, or not 13, 21, whatever
21.
it is, permanent hit points.
Okay.
And that's the adventure.
That's really cool.
Thank you for playing. Thank you, everybody that hung out with us, considering it's busy still during the holidays and we had a little bit of a technical issue. Yeah, that was fun. It was kind of a last-minute thing. Well, if you haven't before, you should check out Lauren as Wolfie Lore on here or wherever. I don't know what you thought, chat. I liked how, the animals needed help. Aria's on it in a moment. That one lady's a little negative. She didn't even know that she was doing negative emotional attacks yet. Aria was just like, how about a glass cookie?
I mean, she was rude.
Thanks, Poseidon.
She doesn't have time.
No, well, you made the right choice. The lady was like a hag who was trying to feed off of emotional energy, but you resisted all her negative things.
She doesn't have time for that stuff. She has patience with animals, but she doesn't with people.
All right, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for hanging out.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!